Welcome back to Launch Speed. I'm Brendan,
I'm Zach.
and today we have a special treat for you. We're going to do an Unhinged Stories.
Is it a special treat, though?
It's a special treat. This is just some of the craziest stories we can find that we thought were either weird or hilarious, and here they are for you.
Yeah. Welcome back to Launch Speed.
Let's roll it.
There's multiple shapes and sizes. Just decide that a real fat guy is just a bear and it's hitting an animal.
No, it's not going to hit a bear.
Well, yeah, I know that. It will determine the
Launch speed?
Launch speed. Launch speed.
Stop! I'm trying to think. I'm trying to put my words together. You're rushing me.
Am I helping?
No, not at all. No one else can see my hands.
Welcome to Launch Speed. So, you remember Garfield, right?
I love Garfield. Garfield was a dope comic when I was growing up.
The orange cat, lasagnas,
The
Mondays,
big fat orange cat.
Big fat.
You gotta remember fat cat.
And the owner's name was John, I think.
Yes.
I forget who created that. Do you remember?
Not off the top of my head. I do know who it is. But
Yeah. Well, they made a phone in the 80s, a Garfield phone. I feel like you've probably seen it or something similar. It's like him just sitting and you pick up the receiver and the eyes roll back, because that's not creepy.
No.
So they made that phone, and they were shipping some to France, and a shipping container got lost
At sea?
at sea in the 1980s, full of these Garfield phones. And for the last 30 years, these phones have been washing up on the beach in France. Just occasionally.
That sounds
you just
terrifying.
get a whole, Garfield phone that the eyes are rolled back. They're creepy.
And I'm sure they're extremely discolored and look like they're just rough looking.
Not as much as you might think.
Really?
They're
High quality?
Well, they're still orange.
Oh.
And they're covered in sand and stuff. They're creepy, but they've been washing up on this beach for 30 years now. But
Did they change the name of the beach yet?
Garfield Beach?
Yeah.
No, they
Okay.
should. Finally, though, this past year, I think in March or so, they found the shipping container, but it's in a partially submerged sea cave that's
Okay.
inaccessible.
Well, how'd they find it then?
Probably with a drone.
Oh.
Yeah. And so they just can't get to it.
So it's just gonna keep
They're
throwing
just
phones
gonna
out.
keep washing up phones on the beach forever. Because what are you gonna do about it?
Could they go with some saran, have some guy swim out there with saran wrap and just seal that bitch up, duct tape?
I feel like it would be such a hassle to do that. And they have no idea how many phones are left. It could be thousands that are still left. They're just gonna keep washing up forever.
That really doesn't sound like fun.
No, it doesn't.
But, I guess the value of the phones slowly decrease as more and more wash up because inflation.
Right. Because they were worth so much to begin with.
I feel like stuff like this, if you can get a phone that came out of this shipping container, that would be worth something.
That's a collectible. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a collectible. I mean, it's still a piece of junk, right?
Well, some people's junks are other people's treasure.
Yeah, a lot of collecting is just junk.
It always is junk.
Yeah. I need more stamps. You know what I need? I need more stamps.
We talked about how collecting is a terrible hobby, right?
It's the worst hobby.
It is one of the worst. Stamp collecting is the worst hobby there is.
So, yeah, they are just going to keep coming out until the phones run out of the shipping container. But at least they solved the mystery of the kitty litter.
Nice. Speaking of ridiculous stories. So, the Indian military, they're renowned in the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're one of the most phenomenal fighting forces on this planet.
100%.
And they were on an exploration mission in the mountains, in the snowy mountains.
Like in the Himalayas?
Let's go with that.
Okay.
They found footprints that measured 32 by 15 inches.
That's huge.
That is a huge foot. I'm going to give them that point right there, that it is a huge foot. But guess what conclusion they reached?
Bigfoot?
It's a Yeti. They published that it's a Yeti. The Indian military put this out themselves that they found the Yeti, or
So
they found evidence of a Yeti.
I'm picturing like 3 soldiers that are like, 18-year-old kids that have no idea what's going on, walking through the mountains and like, oh, big footprint, there's a Yeti. But they actually published that.
Yeah, they made it a public statement.
Wow.
Like,
So
if you want to be considered a real military, don't go doing stuff like this.
what could it be though? I mean, a bear's paws are probably like a foot by foot or so, maybe
Yeah.
less than that.
But 2.5 feet by over a foot.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's length first and then width, or width and length.
Maybe it was just a bear that was dragging its feet.
Or maybe it's just an animal that walks with one foot behind the other, which extends their footprint by double.
Also,
that was my logical conclusion.
they found it in the snow.
They did.
Yeah. You can't really exactly take that for what it is because, snow stuff gets messed up all the time.
Well, yeah, and also don't come to the conclusion that it's a freaking Yeti. You're a military institution.
Oh my gosh.
I wouldn't trust these guys to do anything.
What'd you found, sir? The Yeti.
Does it have beer in it? No. Like the big creature with
The
horns.
abominable snowman.
But apparently, the Yeti has been in their culture as a myth since like the 1920s.
Well, obviously they don't think it's a myth.
Yes.
Obviously they think it's a real thing.
Well, the rest of the world considers it a myth.
Well, that's fair.
But, maybe there is some one singular big-ass creature that has lived for almost 100 years now.
Yeah. That's not implausible.
It's not implausible, but it is slightly unrealistic.
Yeah. But I mean, if there was a place where a creature could survive without being noticed, it would be in the remote mountains of India that like nobody goes in.
Well, they apparently do.
Apparently sometimes.
They're finding footprints.
Yeah.
I just feel like a creature that big would leave some kind of evidence somewhere.
Something other than just footprints.
In the snow.
Yeah.
Unless he is like an expert hider.
I mean, that's the argument for Bigfoot. Why Bigfoot doesn't exist because, well, he's basically the equivalent of an abominable snowman.
In the
Yeti.
woods. Yeah.
In the woods.
In the unsnowed woods.
Right. But there's the only evidence is Bigfoot hunters with blurry videos. They're like, it's a Bigfoot.
Wait. I'm sorry. People have careers out of this?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
kind of.
Okay.
Well, probably not actual careers. But I mean, you can make money on YouTube if you believe in Bigfoot and you can convince other people that Bigfoot's real. You can make money on YouTube doing this.
Well, we all know that it's very easy to make people believe anything.
I mean, you've seen ghost hunters, right?
Well, I'm thinking of flat earthers.
Oh, yep.
That is all because of YouTube and
Oh,
all
yeah.
the evidence and conspiracy theories they've got going on, and they're all stupid.
Yeah. That's one of the best ones out there.
I hope some flat earther comes talk to us.
I couldn't stand it. Speaking of military mistakes, because you'd call that a mistake, right?
Yeah, I would definitely say saying that your entity thinks that a mythical creature actually exists in your universe.
Yeah. So France said, hey, we have dragons. No, I'm just kidding. In April, a 64-year-old man went on a ride-along in a twin-seat Dassault Rafale B fighter jet in France. It's a two-seater. He was sitting in the back just hanging out. Just a civilian.
I didn't think it was side by
Just
side.
a regular guy. No, you're right. Okay, fair. As it was taking off, something got screwed up, and his ejector seat went off, smashing him through the glass, and cutting the hands of the pilot, who was able to safely land the plane. But
Like, was it? I want to know if it was moving.
oh yeah, it was moving. It was as it was taking off.
He just got freaking yeeted.
They just went over a bump and yeet. He landed safely on the runway, but I mean, he is 64 years old. I'm gonna guess not trained to parachute. Plus, I want to say that your seat comes with you.
Yes.
So then he landed on the runway and injured his back.
I mean, there wouldn't have been a chance for the parachute to actually slow his fall. It would have just been up, open, hit.
It would have been good enough because I mean, there's rockets on the bottom of those booster seats.
Okay.
Not booster seats, ejector seats. They have rockets, so they'll probably get you high enough so that the parachute can open.
I want to see a video of someone, using the seat on the runway because I'm sure they have demonstrations of it.
I saw a video of a seat being ejected, but it was in the air.
Yeah, I want to see it off the ground and see if it what does it get, like 30 feet, 40 feet?
They're rockets, dude.
That doesn't mean anything.
It's probably more than that.
I mean, you can't have rockets that are that powerful that like take you that high that quickly because the G-forces would knock you out.
This guy pretty much went into orbit.
Just India needs to go get a message from them how to get a rocket off the ground.
So
do you think he was like, this was the best experience ever? Like, is he the kind of dude that was like, this is super fun? Like, that was awesome. Like, I don't care. Like, I got a little bit hurt, but that was super exciting. Or like, is he like the classic American who's like, I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna sue for everything you have.
I bet he signed a disclaimer or waiver that said that he couldn't sue. I really want to know why he was on the jet, because you can't do that here. You can't just be like, hey, you know what? I want to. Well, you can't do it in an F-35. It's only a single seater. I want to ride an F-18 today. I just want to do that. Like, I don't know. You probably have to know somebody really, really high up, and even then, the chances are pretty slim. Cause
they're not going to put a civilian on a military jet.
Plus, flying a F-18 for an hour costs about $40,000. So,
Well, So, isn't the glass canopy supposed to come off the jet before it ejects?
I would imagine.
Okay,
but he went
through it. Yeah. What if there's like a handle there and he was like hanging on to it to like for support?
What's this?
Like as the takeoff, like the inertia jerked him back. And he's like, boof.
That would be funny. So they grounded the whole fleet of this particular jet, and they inspected them, and they said basically nothing was wrong. I wonder if he was grabbing it.
I bet he was grabbing the handle, and the inertia made him pull the handle.
Whoops. Anyways, does not look good for France.
Well,
sucks to be that guy.
Well, I'm surprised it doesn't come with a white flag attached to the back of it.
I surrender. I bet you the parachute's white.
Oh yeah,
I bet you. This particular seat, the one that was installed on the plane, I looked it up. They have claimed to have saved 4 lives and ruined 1.
So, let's keep going with old gentlemen experiencing airplanes in their own manner.
Mm-hmm.
So, I want you to picture this.
Okay.
You really, really like this girl.
Yep.
You met her at the bar last night.
Okay.
And you're like, I love her with all of my heart, and I need to get her to stay in the country because she's a flight attendant. So, what is your move?
Give up because that's creepy.
Okay, well, this gentleman, this 65-year-old Serbian man, decided the best strategy was to go to her hotel and try to find her.
Oh my God, creepy.
But wait, it gets better. He couldn't find her, so, story. He knows what plane they're going to be on the next day. He calls in a bomb threat to ground it.
Okay, this guy's obviously got a couple of little mental issues here.
He's got a couple bolts loose. Calls it a bomb threat, and then he confesses in court that it's because he liked one of the flight attendants and he wanted to keep her in the country.
What the hell kind of excuse is that?
It's not an excuse.
Just tie her up. Jeez.
Just be like every other creeper. Be creepy.
Yep, he takes the cake on that one.
I want to know the thought process of individuals like that. I mean, it is Serbia, so I'm sure vodka was used.
I hope so, I guess. I don't know. I mean, how can you be that nuts? Like, legit nuts. And why wouldn't he, if that's how he really felt, why wouldn't he say something at the bar? Or maybe he did.
And she left.
And she left?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, that's what I would do if some girl I'd talk to at the bar was just
hey,
like,
I know we just met, and this is crazy, but here's my number. Spend the rest of your life with me.
I'm sure this flight attendant's like 20, 30 years old. This man's 65.
Yeah, that's pretty natural. That happens all the time.
I don't think this man had the money, or she would have stayed.
Oh, yeah, true. True.
I'm not saying that, young women marry old men because of money alone, but that's the only reason.
It definitely doesn't hurt.
Ain't nothing else going for them. They're hitting the grave faster than you are.
Anyways.
Anyways.
What an imbecile. What?
I've got one more old man story I want to go over.
Okay.
So, a grandfather.
Yep.
His relative is in the hospital, and the nurse staff does a fantastic job, and he wants to thank him. So, he doesn't want to go to the store to buy a cake. That would be silly and logical and probably the right thing to do because giving someone leftover cake is an asshole move, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, instead of going to buy cake, he was at his 18th, his grandson's 18th birthday.
Yep.
And takes some leftover cake from there and brings it to the hospital to thank him.
Obviously.
The hospital claims none of their employees ate the cake, but some of the nurses have confessed that 3 or 4 of them consumed the cake and were high as balls.
The cake was drugged.
Was drugged with weed. The police have confirmed that it was laced with weed, but I want to know what kind of weed they used because it said within an hour they were that high. And if you've ever had an edible or if you've ever talked to someone who's had an edible, it doesn't work that fast.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh. I had no idea.
You like eat, I guess like 45 minutes, an hour. I guess that's around right.
Okay.
But like you never know how much it's going to be, especially if you don't know it's an edible and you just eat, your normal portion, you're going to be fucked up.
Wow. So, I mean, okay, couple questions here. This was the son's cake for his grandson's cake for his 18th birthday.
Yes.
The fact that the grandfather was there indicates to me that there were other adults there. Did they know? Did they make this cake for him?
Is this in Colorado? I don't know.
I mean, what? He's 18.
Nope, it's in the United Kingdoms.
Oh.
That great old little island out there that's smaller than our biggest state.
Wow. Yeah, so this is a bad idea. How does nobody know? I feel like if you're in the situation where you're gonna have a weed cake for your birthday, you should let everybody know before they eat it because some people don't want to do that and other people have to drive.
Yeah.
Like,
and then other people might take it to the hospital and give it to nurses. I bet that was the most relaxing day they've had in a long time, though.
Well, nurses only play cards, right?
Oh, you're right. I forgot. So they were high and playing cards. I mean, it's still a good day.
Yeah, good day. That's dangerous.
Yes, it's dangerous.
Did he go to jail?
No. So the grandfather. No, the grandfather was not charged because the police told him to be careful next time.
Oh, that seems
a warning and a slap on the wrist.
If he didn't know, it's probably not his fault.
I'm gonna say he did, and he just thought the nurses would appreciate it.
No, don't.
So
don't do that. The last person you want taking care of you is somebody on drugs. That is the last person you want taking care of you.
At least they'll be happy when they kill you. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do about this. The other thing is, the reason why the nurses being weird started obviously the suspicions because the 3 or 4 nurses who decided to sneak some slices were high,
right?
And somebody was like, "Man, this cake smells funny." If the cake smells like weed, and you've eaten it, you should have known it had weed in it because guess what? You smell everything right before you eat it.
Yep.
I don't care unless you have the worst cold, and all of these nurses had the worst cold. They're imbeciles.
Yeah, maybe they just thought it was exotic.
It's a red velvet cake.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have eaten that anyways. Blech.
I mean, red velvet's pretty up there.
I'm not a fan.
All right,
not a fan.
What if it was laced with THC?
Definitely not.
Oh, good.
Oh, man, if you've ever had red velvet Ben & Jerry's ice cream, or if you haven't had it, don't.
Is it terrible?
It's gross. It is disgusting.
There's only a few Ben & Jerry flavors that I like Half Baked.
I don't know what that one is.
It's cookie dough and brownies, maybe.
That sounds good. Chunky Monkey is probably my favorite.
There's like a banana flavor one that I like a lot too.
Yeah.
But that's all I've got on old men doing stupid things.
Well, I've got one more.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Saving the best for last. On June 26, about 30 miles north of Oklahoma City, police stopped a car that had been reported stolen. The driver, Stephen Jennings, I believe he's in his 50s.
Okay. Not quite 60s.
He had been transporting a bunch of different stuff. They found a live rattlesnake in a terrarium, an open bottle of Kentucky Deluxe whiskey. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound that good. A gun, and do you want to try and guess the last thing?
I've just read it, and I'm astounded.
All right, fine. Taking all the fun out of that. A canister of radioactive powdered uranium.
Where do you get something like that?
Amazon. You can buy it on Amazon.
No, you can't.
I looked it up. $39.94 and free shipping. It's not Prime eligible, but it does have free shipping. This particular one had 4 stars and 1,300 reviews. So, I mean, people are buying this. Uranium on Amazon. So, I mean, from my understanding, and I'm not a nuclear physicist or nuclear engineer or anything like that, you can't do anything with it because it's not enriched uranium. You can't make power with it. You can't make weapons with it. It's just not good for you to have.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Just powdered uranium. But I was reading the reviews of this powdered uranium on Amazon that I should probably clear from my search history. And here's 2 of them that I thought were kind of funny. They were rated as very helpful. Very helpful reviews. First one, great for making things glow. I can see my organs now that pulled the sheets over my head.
I freaking love Amazon reviews.
A verified purchase, no less.
Excellent.
He actually bought it.
I'm sure this guy bought it just so he could write the review.
Probably. Yeah. I read another one about how they did a science experiment, something about a cloud box or something like that. And I don't know exactly what it is, but I imagine you put some sort of smoke in a box and then put the radioactive substance in there, and you can see it bouncing off all the smoke particles. I assume. I don't know. I should probably look that up. Regardless, second review that I found. I got a free cat in the box with this purchase, but I'm not sure if I should open it to see if the cat is okay.
That is an educated person.
I know. I like that one. That one was really good. That's why I put these 2 in here.
That is, for those who don't know, that it's Schrodinger's cat, right?
Yeah.
It's the analogy for
Quantum physics.
Thank you.
Or quantum mechanics, whichever.
And the argument for 2 positions.
Yes.
So the cat is either dead or the cat is alive, but you don't know it until you open the box and confirm it.
Yep.
And the cat is put in with a radioactive substance in the original experiment.
Yeah. That is Schrodinger's cat. And this guy made a reference to it on an Amazon review. I thought it was good. I thought that was good. But back to the matter at hand. Why does Stephen Jennings, maybe or maybe not related to Bruce Jennings, why was he having uranium?
What? I don't understand. What was he going to do with an open bottle of whiskey, a gun, a rattlesnake, and an open bottle or a container full of radioactive powdered uranium?
I'm wondering if he stole the car from a science teacher, and the science teacher had the uranium and the snake. But if I was going to steal a car, maybe.
If you're a teacher, I'm sure a bottle of whiskey goes a long way.
If I was going to steal a car and there was a rattlesnake in the back seat, I would say nope and get the hell out of there.
Yeah, but you're also not an idiot, and people who steal cars are dumb.
Well, yes.
I want to know what you can do with uranium.
I don't know. I really don't think that much.
I mean, it would be the longest prank ever to pull on somebody.
In it for the long con.
They're like, I have leukemia. And you're like, ha, gotcha, bitch.
I don't know. I really feel like there's not a lot of uses for it. Maybe it's a novelty.
I'm going to have to collect. I got to go to Amazon real quick, and I got to look at it.
All right, let's look this up.
Amazon.com. Here we go. Okay. So what they're using it for is to test Geiger counters,
Mm-hmm.
and performing nuclear experiments.
Okay. What kind of nuclear experiment?
Bombs, obviously.
You can't. It's not enriched. So I just looked it up. I read this question and answer on Amazon for this item. Question: will this take me back to the future in my DeLorean? Answer: no, your DeLorean uses a standard GE general purpose waste disposal fusion reactor. U-238, uranium-238, is not a fusible material and thus will clog up your intake, rendering your reactor useless. I recommend ordinary H-20 for the reactor and place the canister of U-238 in your pocket, where it will best serve the interests of the human race by improving the gene pool.
Dude, these are some great answers.
Savage.
Okay, yo. Oh, I thought this was the company answering it.
Oh, no.
Because it said, like, can I take this to school without killing anyone? And so we responded with, what would be the point? Yo, that's not cool.
I want to turn my pet iguana into a 400-foot tall kaiju with radioactive breath. How many should I buy? Answer: 2 should do the trick. 3 is overkill. Literally, he'll die if you use 3. Question: are there any real, not dumb reviews and questions? Answer: uranium ore is a serious matter, sir.
Is this product gluten-free? Yes, it should be safe for gluten-free diet. However, be careful if you have a sensitivity to alpha radiation.
And the guy who wrote that answer is a top contributor on Amazon. If I put this in my husband's pocket, will it keep his boys from swimming upstream? Will this product give my skin a healthy, youthful glow?
My missile is lacking the proper explosion. Will this make them fear me? Kim Jong-un? Question mark.
Oh my gosh. This is gold.
Does it contain nuts, or is it produced in a factory that also makes nut products? You can't be too careful these days. It doesn't only contain nuts, but will allow the nuts to grow legs and run to a freedom where they could never have dreamed before.
There is with vanilla taste. Also, what the fuck kind of question is that? Answer: it comes in 5 delicious flavors: intense vanilla bean, watch out for those beans; chocolate explosion; caramel crunch, beware the crunch; triple berry burst; and mocha meltdown, which you are obviously having if you're asking if it comes in vanilla flavor. Is this TSA compliant, or will it subject me to a body cavity search? You ask if this as if a body cavity search is something to be avoided. All of my body cavities enjoy a good look around now and then.
How much comes with it? How much can you handle? Does this product come in isotope U-235 to support my neutron-mediated chain reactions? What? That is asking if it can be made to a bomb, because U-235 is what you need.
Yeah.
I think, so, to go back to some seriousness for a second, uranium is naturally occurring as 238 and 235, but 235 is a very, very, very tiny percentage. So you have to take out uranium-238 from it.
Okay.
So it's very expensive to enrich uranium. Most plants operate at like 4%, I think, enriched, if that. It's really, really low. If I dunk a spider into that can and then let it bite me, will I become Spider-Man? Yes, I tried it and it really works, at least until you die of radiation poisoning.
Is the container microwave safe? I think so. Hope this helps.
Okay, I think we need to do like another special later on where we find insane Amazon reviews.
I've been thinking about that, and I 1,000,000% agree.
All right, let's wrap this one up. This was short but fun.
Yeah, this
was really fun.
I'm really glad we dug deeper on that Amazon review page.
Yes.
That was awesome. Thank you guys for listening. We will be back in the future with a regular episode. Hope you guys like this one.
Oh, am I supposed to say something?
Sure.
Oh, love you. Love you guys. Bye.
What?